Hey guys, welcome back to my second video on the channel. In the first one right after the channel intro, today we're building a Sims 4 home. It's actually my England dream home. Now, most of you probably don't know unless you're my close friend. I am like a simp or a stan for England. I love England. I want to move there one day, and I just find it such a cool country. So I decided to actually build a England style home that would fit all my needs and look really nice. Of course, it had to have an office for recording YouTube videos. It had to have a nice sized bedroom. And I didn't really need a living room, because I don't imagine I would be having many friends over. And I also wanted it to be able to accommodate at least a dog and a cat. I almost forgot about doing that part, but I did it in the end. So as you can see, I already have my floor plan worked out. You have a very small entryway. To the right is a bathroom, and on the far right, straight ahead, is the bedroom. Now that door gets changed up a lot because I try to add a laundry room somewhere, but I fiddle with that a long time. And then off the left of the bedroom, there is my office. Now I'm trying to make it look like an England home, and I actually see a lot of, when I was looking for inspiration pics, it had a lot of brick and a lot of this cool get together wallpaper, or at least stuff that looked like this. Also, this lot is based in Windenburg because I found that looked the most like England and European areas. I also had a little help from a website, but disregard that. But right now I'm doing my windowing. I'm placing down windows, and you can see I'm placing it down a lot of them. That's actually what helps me keep all of the windows at the same height, is I place them all around, deciding where I want each window to be, and then delete the extras later. Sometimes I miss a couple, but that all gets fixed in the end. I decided not to mess with the blinds because that CC window that I like using so much, you can actually change the swatch and it'll add or remove shutters, so that's pretty cool. I love using CC. I used to hate it. I used to think it was so bad. I used to only do what's in the game, but I found a recent liking to it, and I've just been building so much with it in recent days and weeks. I've actually probably filled up a lot of my. I've actually had to clear out my OneDrive multiple times because there wasn't enough space. But yeah, so you can see I'm making a pretty tiny kitchen, everything you need: a dishwasher, a sink, a stove, and a fridge, and quite a bit of cabinet space. Now I know that flooring is technically meant to be stone, but I thought at the time it looked like linoleum. And even though linoleum isn't really my thing, I thought it would fit pretty well. Now I had a bit of trouble with the dining room. I found that a too long table, which is what I originally wanted, wasn't going to fit in the room, so I decided just to do a bar height table in the end with 2 chairs. Everything changes really besides the kitchen, so what it looks like now, it's not going to be how it stays. I go back and change some of the things. But yeah, we have a bar height table in this room. So about England, it's not just a place. The place looks amazing. I love their architecture. It's just so inspiring, but it's also the people. I find British people hilarious and also really fun to be around. Not like I have many British friends, but not like I have any friends. But I just like the personality of a lot of British people. I find it fun to listen to. So with this bathroom, I tried to do some new things, kind of, not really. I used that set of 3 things a lot, but I actually delete 3 walls and put this toilet paper on the cabinet because I actually just moved houses, and my old house used to have the toilet paper to the left of the toilet, but it was on a cabinet, which I thought was pretty cool, and I wanted to add it because it seems a little more realistic. But finally, we're moving on to the bedroom. This is probably one of the rooms that took the longest besides the office. You can see I'm putting down a bed. I'm still deciding the kind of theme I want to go in here, if it wants to be all wooden, all modern, stuff like that. But I added this cute mirror, and I thought, what if like every day I could change it to a different emotion based on how I was feeling? So I just thought that was a good idea. That flash, I apologize for. I was checking everything in tab mode. But this bed, you'll see I change. I do keep those bed covers though, because it was the thing closest looking to what I have now. Technically right now I have princess sheets, but that's also because I'm still not at the point where I buy new stuff for me. I still have my childhood things. So these windows actually took a while to mess around with, because I wanted to get it centered with the bed, and I wanted to get the curtains in the right place. So that was a bit of a pain. But I think I got it figured out in the end. So those, that blanket actually, if it was a little more purpley, it would match my favorite blanket. But these I'm adding on the outside. They're like little stone trims, which I found really cute. And the inspiration pictures I was looking at, it had like stone and brick, a combination of both, and the windows also had brick on top of it. Sorry, stone, like around the window, but I didn't think that would look good. I wanted to go a mix between modern and brick. I tried to mess around with this drain pipe, but the height was not what I wanted it to be, so I ended up having to scrap it. And I add these chalice things along some of the walls, because I think it would be cool to have a nice backyard, not one super high maintenance. So you can see when I finish putting these trellises down, I actually add vines on top of it to show that I might have planted the seeds, but I just let it grow over the time, to make it look like I wasn't really caring about it. I just wanted it to look good. So that's what you'll see me do there. And on this side, I also do it. I would have liked to put something on the right, but it just didn't look right. So yeah, and I'm adding this brick backsplash to the kitchen because I just thought it would be a bit of a switch up. I'm all over the place in this time lapse. A lot of the time I actually had to cut, like I had to pause the recording in OBS and do stuff, so I was always forgetting where I was and then going back to something else. But here you're seeing me, I'm fiddling around with this laundry area a lot, because you need laundry in a real house. And if I'm gonna be designing my dream home, I kind of need a laundry room too. Now of course this isn't exactly what the home would look like, because I would also need a utility room and all that stuff, but it took me a while to figure out where I want to put the laundry, and it ends up going on the same wall as the door to my office, and the door to my room ends up going to the left, yeah, like you just saw. But it was quite a hard decision. Actually, I don't remember where I ended up putting the door, but I remember that the laundry was on that side of the wall. And then in between the door to the office and the laundry area was my laundry bin, like right there. I really like this laundry bin from Peacemaker. I love Peacemaker stuff. I probably use it. I use it all the time. Most of the stuff in this house is from Peacemaker and Ravishing. Those are probably my 2 favorite. Not including Praline or Proline Sims. They do a variety of stuff. But you can see I'm moving into the office area, and I really wanted to make this big wraparound desk, but I also wanted it to I wanted the laptop or computer to be centered, which wouldn't happen how I wanted it. So I ended up making it a small desk and putting it up on the wall to the left, and making a nice backdrop, which is I think looked pretty nice in the end. The office is kind of cramped, and I wanted to add a mini fridge, but I didn't end up doing it because I couldn't find the space. So we had this nice ring light and the microphone and some other clutter on the desk. Yeah. So I add these cool bookshelves in the back because I see so many people have it in their backdrop. One primarily, I watch a Sims YouTuber called Little Simsy. She's actually what's inspired me to build for a long time, and she has this same kind of like weird grid bookshelf behind her, and I thought that would look cool. A lot of people have it, but I'm adding these pads on the top. You can't sit on them, unfortunately, but I think it looks cool, and I end up making it a rainbow, a nice pastel rainbow. And it took me a while to figure out what to decorate this with, because there are a lot. So I just add like a PS4 and a Harry Potter scarf, or Henry Puffer scarf, if you're going by what it's called in game. It's a CC scarf, and I love Harry Potter. I used to be very much into it when I was a kid. I still am a kid and still into it. It's just been a while since I've read the books. But I am actually a Hufflepuff, so I don't know if it's already passed, but I add a yellow scarf to the grid, which I thought was pretty cool. And I add this piano. I actually have a piano, and I like playing it. I'm not the best at it. I can't play like all this super complicated stuff, but it's gray like that one. And I was thinking maybe as I grew older, I painted it to make it look cooler or something, because I just thought that burst of color was nice. Now I scrolled through these paintings for a long time looking for like a rectangular shaped looking one, and I actually found it very quickly. And these are meant to be like a silver and gold plaque, because my dream is to get at least one channel to 1 mil and at least two to 100,000. So I put it up there symbolizing what I want. And I also went through all of these kids rugs because I've never actually used that CC rug before, and I thought it would be nice to go through it. So I have this nice blue one. So I think this is, oh yeah, I add fairy lights because everyone's got to have fairy lights in their room, in their office area. It's like the number one thing I see when I'm watching streamers. But this was, the wall was being annoying because I was trying to paint the wall, but the bookshelves were going to be deleted, so I had to move it, and then I had to alt place it back, and it was a pain, because for some reason only the first two shelves actually showed, so I had to guess where it would be, which kind of sucked, but I figured it out in the end. I ended up having to redo the yellow, orange, and pink ones to add a ladder, which I thought was cute because, like, you know how Belle climbs a ladder to reach all the books in the library? Well, I thought that would kind of be cute, even though the shelving isn't that high. Also, if you can hear those Discord notifications, I forgot to mute it. Just don't pay attention to those. But yeah, the house is almost done, actually. And I went through catalogs multiple times, just to find the right things, and this is right about where I find that I forgot about the pets, because I find a bag of dog food in the catalog, and I'm like, oh crap, I need to add stuff for pets. Also, all these all of these plants, they would be fake if I had them in real life, because I cannot, for my life, keep plants alive. I can't, and I will never be able to. So you see that green screen? I didn't explain it earlier. But I would have it like behind the desk, but then it would be blocking the backdrop. So I was thinking it would be a retractable one and a really light one. So I could move it behind my desk if I'm making videos, but if I'm streaming, I could move it back over. So you see I'm adding a litter box. Right now, I don't have a cat. My sister does, I don't. Cats aren't my most favorite things, but they're adorable, and I would love to have one when I grow up. So I add a bunch of pet stuff around, and I get a trash can and 2 rooms because I kind of forgot that part of the build. And then it's almost outdoors time, and I adore the outside. I love landscaping in The Sims. It's probably one of my more favorite things to do. I try to keep it roughly the same, but mix it up every once in a while. There are plants that I never use and plants that I do use. Also, trash cans. I don't know a lot about England culture, which is why a lot of this is probably wrong architecturally. Because I don't live in England. I've never been to England, no matter how hard I want to. So I don't actually know. But I do know, people in England call those wheelie bins. They almost always, go, at the street. And they're almost always, one solid color, and they always match. In America, don't know why I said it like that. Ours are normally 2 different colors, but I know that theirs are almost always the same color. So I ended up just putting 2 black ones, because I didn't have the right color of one of them to match a different color. But anyway, I'm using these Selvadoradian. I think it's from Selvadorada. These plants, the maiden hair fern or something. Because I actually quite like this plant. I just always think it's a weird shape to use in most places. And I use these tulips, which I really like, and I wanted to use them because they're from the same like CC stuff pack as that those stones that's going along the sides. So I'm just adding a bunch of variety of plants, and then I choose my trees. I love my trees, and cats and dogs is my favorite pack purely because it was my first one, and I love it to bits. I love pets. I love everything about it. And I'm adding this nice backyard area. Now you would say, oh, this is a runaround place for your dog and cat. No, this is for me. This is like a little campground. So when I got my first 3 packs, it came in like a bundle deal for either my birthday or a holiday, and I got outdoor retreat, kitchen stuff, and cats and dogs, and those are now my 3 favorites because they were my 3 firsts. So I use them a lot, and I made this campground because I like going camping even though I hate bugs. I had this bike, and then the house is actually almost done. I'll have like training to do. I always do training second to last, and then terrain paint last, because if you have to redo terrain paint over and over, it's a pain in the butt. Because you gotta be so precise, especially when you're going around the house. Because what I like to do is around the entire foundation, I'll just do a little strip of brown to make it look a little more realistic. And so that takes a lot of precision, and I never do it first. I never do it second. I always do it last. But yeah, we are coming up to the end of the time lapse, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Please smash that like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me, and it's also free, so what's the harm? And you can always unsubscribe later. I know everyone says it, but it really would mean a lot to me. Anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.